So I want to ask you something kind of personal. So I grew up in Asia, but kind of grew up also in America. So have you ever felt like you don't belong in either side of the spectrum, and how do you kind of overcome that feeling?
Don't belong.
Like you don't feel too Asian, but you also don't feel too American enough.
Yeah, when I lived in Japan, I used to wear cut-off shirts all the time and show my stomach. And I guess that's not, people don't do that in Japan. Yeah. And then I used to like eat while I'm walking, and yeah, they don't do that either. They don't do that either. And then, but when I came back to America, it took me 2 years to stop bowing and to stop using my hand in front of my face when I laughed. And also, like if the elevator door opened, in America, the men let you in first. And in Japan, it's the opposite, right? And so I just having this, like I'm not Japanese enough, I'm not American enough, I'm kind of like right there in the middle. Yeah, so, but I think you have to take those feelings, because I think it doesn't matter what color you are or where you grew up, everybody always feels like they're different or they're an outsider. And I think that is the gems, as an artist, right? And I've learned to take lemons and make lemonade. Right? Yeah. You have to. You don't have a choice, right? So I think to answer your question, just do something every day that makes you happy, right? And makes you feel like you belong. And I think that's part of what being an artist is, right? Is bringing communities together, bringing people together to play. That's why they call it a play, right? Because we're playing. So, and then we get to do that. And then we have the freedom to do that. In some countries, girls don't even get to do that. So I wake up and I try to, be grateful, every day, like, oh my God, I get to wear a cutoff shirt today, you know what I mean? But I had to learn to stay in gratitude, and then take all those things that make you sad and then create something out of that, whether it be a song, a story, a short film, something that keeps your imagination going.
So as an Asian American, what do you see about the future entertainment in Hollywood? Is there any advice to those who would like to achieve their dreams, like especially as an Asian descent?
Okay, couple things, couple nuggets is don't give them a reason to say no. Meaning, the reason why British, New Zealand, and Australian actors are taking over Hollywood is because they have mastered the American accent. The two main actors on The Last of Us on HBO, Bella Ramsey is from Europe, okay? She played a queen in Game of Thrones. And Pedro Pascal was born in Chile. But when you watch it, they have a perfect American. It took him years because he started in Narcos, and you can hear he lost it in this show. And I was like, oh my God, I believe him as a Midwestern dad. So if you're an Asian actor, as hard as it is, lose the accent, because then all of a sudden your casting is going to open up 100%. Keep the accent, because I've made a career out of doing my mom's accent, 100%. But if work at it. And there's a lot of actors that I went to acting class with that they didn't lose their accent, and their casting got really small. So and I've seen breakdowns where we want an Asian actor who has a British accent. I mean, I think all that stuff, because we're doing, you know, futuristic Star Wars stuff, like all that is just going to blend in, right? So don't give them a reason to say no. Be the best that you can be. And because someone else who wants it more is going to learn how to do it, right? So if you, my mother always says, you know, you must be number one. You have to be number one. Be the best, you know, if you're going to do it. Yeah. And create your own content. Like I said earlier, show people who you are. Show people why they need to see you and what your story is even if it's a simple, you know, something small, 5 minutes, whatever. Put it out there. Put yourself out there, you know, and build your network of people, because it is who you know and who knows you, you know, and open up your, you know, some of the relationships that I have, I've developed over 20 years, longer than that. One director recast me in a movie 20 years later, but that's because, you know, I stayed in relationship. This is about relationships, and people want to work with people they like, right? That's why Quentin Tarantino uses the same people over and over again, right? Adam Sandler uses the same people because they like to play with their friends, because their friends are fun. So make lots of friends.
I will. I will work harder about my accent.
There's people, I mean, there's a lot of, like Karen Strassman, who, you know, we worked together, and she taught me, because I had to learn how to do a Russian accent for an audition. I had to learn how to do a British one for another movie. Yeah, don't give them a reason to say no. Be the best. And build your network, make more connections, and you only do that by doing things together, right? Investing in the relationships. This town's about relationships.